Hey everyone, it's Evan. So in the last video I talked to you about this box, Interface A, Lakeland 9750, and I explained that this is a hardware interface between your 8-bit computer of the 1980s and your Lego peripherals like lights, motors, and sensors. And I explained the basics of how it operates and how to use it. Today I'm going to explain how to test the box. It did come with a couple of manuals, one of which is devoted to testing, and the other one which also covers a lot of the same topics in testing. But they assume that you have the proper computer set up, proper software set up, and that you know how to operate all of it. What if you don't have any of that? Most people just find the box and they say, well, what do I do with it? You know, how do I know if it even works before I bother making the investment in the computer and the software? So my friend Toasty, Thornton Benter, he's Toasty on the Eurobricks forum, I'll put a link in, came up with a procedure that is very easy to test this without having any computer or software necessary. I'm going to show you how to do that. First of all, you need a power supply for the box. It requires AC 7 to 15 volts and a barrel plug that goes in here. I happen to have the original power supply, but the replacement ones are easy to find on Amazon for 10 bucks. When I plug it in, the light goes on the right side there under the test port. The second power supply as well. There's 3 ways to do that. One is to use a proper 4.5 volt Lego wire, or use banana plugs and use this test port. If you use this, keep in mind that the hole on the top is the negative and the hole on the bottom is the positive. Never mind the middle hole, that's just for a plastic stud for these wires to hold them still. And I've got my cheat sheet here, that's why I'm looking at that. Another option is to use a proper Lego 4.5 volt battery box like this one. Or you could use any other 3.5 to 5 volt DC power supply. I use a benchtop adjustable power supply. That's what I'm going to use today. Turn it on. Already set to 4.5 volts. So first, and I'm going to put a headlamp on because we got to work in some detail here, it's hard to see. My headlamp on. Okay. Now you see on the end here next to the power plug is a 20 pin parallel port, 2 rows of 10 pins each. The top row from right to left is pins 1 through 19. The bottom row from right to left is pins 2 through 20. So we're going to attach positive to pin 1, which is the power input, like so. Then we're going to attach a ground. And this can go from any pin between 5 and 19. They're all grounds. So I'll put it here on 19 to make life easier. There we go. Then we have a data wire. This is going to go from positive and this will go one at a time to pins 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16, which will test the 6 outputs. If they light up, it works. So first we'll do pin 6. You see it lights up there. Pin 8, very good. 10, 12, 14, and 16. So all the outputs on this device work. Now sometimes LED failures are the most common failure on these boxes, so if one's out, it usually means it works fine. It just means the LED is bad. That tests the outputs. The next step is to test the inputs. You do not need an external power supply for that. Turn this off. All you have to do is take a lead and short out the positive and negative on the inputs, which duplicates the sensor touch or optical sensor being active. Oh, I'll turn my light off by blinding the camera now. So if the green light comes on, that tells me it works. See, that one comes on, that's good. And over here, same thing, it's good. If nothing works, make sure that stop button is not pressed in, like so. That's designed to turn everything off. Make sure it's up. I've had situations where I thought I had a dead box and I realized I was just being an idiot. The button was down or the physical mechanism inside the button was stuck or broken. Easy to repair. So that's it. I now know this is a fully operational box. If you encounter one of these before you bother investing in the computer or dealing with the software, this is how to test the box. Or if you want to sell one rather than sell it as untested, quick simple test, make sure it's functional. You can verify that with a little video like this one and get more money for it. That's all for now. The next few videos I'll talk about connecting this to different computers, Apple II, BBC Micro, C64 and IBM PC, and then I'll show you my prototype interface A. Over and out.